Jennifer says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. We are day 4 of working through day 4 of 7. 7 spiritual laws of success, obviously. 7 spiritual laws, 7 days. We're on day 4. We start on Sunday, and we'll work through Saturday. This has been an important book for me. I first came across it in 1993 when it came out. This is, I believe, an original edition. It's signed by Deepak, Mocha, and myself. We got it signed in 2002. That was our first trip together. We went to New York City to see Deepak, and seen him several times since. And I started practicing his primordial sound meditation in 1990 something. I've practiced ever since. Little excursions here and there. Hey, Michael. Michael says, Good morning, Yogi. Miss Flipper, my friend. Greetings all. So little excursions in a Buddhist meditation. One of the first meditations I ever started was Paramahansa Yogananda's. He called it the Hung Sao, but it's also called the Hum So. Awesome form of meditation. Very simple. It's a Vedic mantra-based meditation. And hey, Grumpy Sapper, how are you, my friend? I'm going to present, as we work through this, different forms of meditation. Feel free to ask me any questions on meditation. If you want to learn, if you want to do a simple one, or if you want a simple one now, happy to help you. Which brings me to number 4 of Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. The Law of Least Effort. This is my favorite, the Law of Least Effort. And maybe it's because I am inherently lazy. I went the easy path. Easy path doesn't have some difficulties. Doesn't mean that we're not presented challenges. It doesn't mean that we don't need to work. But it means that we apply the least effort for the maximum benefit. We're cooperating with life instead of fighting against life. That's the law of least effort. A lot of times when we think the law of least effort, we think, great, I don't have to do anything. No, it means effectiveness, that we are cooperating with life. Life is working with us. We're not battling our way through. Let's see, Alien says, I got 2 phones. Awesome. Jennifer says, welcome an Alien. So let me read real quick. Nature's intelligence functions with effortless ease, with carefreeness, harmony, and love. And when we harness the forces of harmony, joy, and love, we create success and good fortune with effortless ease. Think about this. When you woke up this morning, did you have to direct your lungs to take a breath? Did you have to force your heart to beat? Did you have to, let's see, Grumpy Zapper says, be right back, need to reboot. Did you have to ask the sun to shine? If it's shining for you yet. None of that. All of that was granted. All of that was a gift. That's the law of least effort. Cooperating with that. And knowing that you're part of it. Not just part of it. You are an intricate, essential, intimate part of it. You are that. Tat Tavam Asi is Sanskrit. I am that I am. You are that. I am that. We are that. And there's only that. Let's see. Brian says, good point. Yogi, well, and that fills us with gratitude. The fact that we wake up in the morning and everything has been granted to us without request. All of it. We didn't have to ask for a single thing. And imagine if we did. We would ask for maybe the sun to tilt a little more in our direction, throwing the entire universe out of kilter. We, ourselves, the ego, doesn't always know what's best for us. But nature does. God does. So we surrender to God. That's the law of least effort, knowing that we are part of a greater intelligence. We don't need to cause the sun to shine. Let's bring up Hafiz real quick. One of my favorite Sufi poets. I absolutely love this poem. Essential wisdom. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. Read that one more time. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. That's our love. That's who we are. That's our function. It's what we do. To love. When we love, we are living the law of least effort. You don't have to try to love. Love is a surrender. When you say, "Here it is," your heart bursts open. That's why we allow our heart to break, because it breaks to spaciousness itself. And in that spaciousness, we hold everything and everybody. When the heart is closed, we can only hold one thing, that which we close the heart around. But when the heart breaks, it's like Leonard Cohen, the great Canadian songwriter. Everything has a crack in it, because that's how the light gets in. That's how we love. Bryant says, yes, yes. Love is surrender. I needed that. I think you demonstrate that, Brian. I think you demonstrate that so well. I think as a father and a husband, you demonstrate that. That's the great, great gift of having kids, is you don't look at them and say, "Well, I'll love you, but I won't love you. I'll love you because of this, but I won't love you because of that." You have kids and your heart just bursts open and you just love. Ray Love says, "Happy New Year." Happy New Year to you, my friend. I love that title, Ray Love. So, here's another quote. This is from the Tao Te Ching. An integral being knows without giving, sees without looking, and accomplishes without doing. Life just happens. And we work with what we're given, moment by moment by moment. So I love the law of least effort. The law of least effort is talked about in the Bhagavad Gita, the Tao Te Ching. It is talked about in the Bible. What was it that Jesus says? Brian can help me with this. The lilies in the field. They don't have to ask for any, or the, what is it? The lilies in the field and the birds. If you get a chance, help me with this, Brian. Or Miss Flipper. MBF, MVP Fishing, how are you, my friend? Morning, the first day of 2025. Good morning. Brian says, Happy New Year. Ray loves, thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate you guys being here. So we don't have to struggle. This doesn't mean we're not given challenges. You can have a challenge and not have it as a means of suffering, as a means of struggling. You just realize it's a challenge, and that we are cooperating with nature, cooperating with the universe, and we're working with what's present. Here's when the struggle comes in, when we're refusing what's present. We're pushing it aside. Now we've added struggle and suffering to the mix of the challenge. There we go. Thank you, Brian. They do not spin nor toil. The birds of the air are flocked and feathered. Are you not much greater? That's the law of least effort, right there. It doesn't mean that a bird doesn't have to search for food, doesn't have to seek shelter, doesn't have to find a mate, but all of that is done with least effort. It's the same. It's the same with us. Jennifer says, are you still doing the membership channel of It Picks Random Names? I am. Let's do the first one. Let's do the first one today. So I can do 10, and what I do is 5 beginning of the month and then 5 later in the month. So let's see what happens with the first 5. All right. Specs Appeal, Runnerstruck, Sunny Chronicles, and Oi. I'm sorry. Jennifer, not yet. We do have some new people, though. So this is how we apply the law of least effort. Today, I will accept people, situations, circumstances, and events as they occur. I will know that the moment as it is should be, because the whole universe is as it should be. I will not struggle against the whole universe by struggling against the moment. My acceptance is total and complete. I accept things as they are at the moment, not as I wish them to be, not as I wish them to were. Things are as they are by virtue of them being, because they are, and they can't be any other way right now. That doesn't mean that we can't be part of a solution to a problem. It doesn't mean that we can't be part of something better later. It means right now, because of how everything is, this is the way they are. And when we accept that, we're in a position of power. Now we can affect change in the very next moment. But if we introduce a struggle, that's what we get. We get struggle. Surrender, Dorothy. Isn't that how Dorothy woke up? Rayla says, have a blessed new year to all. And God bless. May God fulfill all of your wants and desires. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, my friend. So that's the first way. The second way, having accepted things as they are, I will take responsibility. I love the word responsibility, our ability to respond. Having a reaction is absolutely perfect when reflexes need to take over, when we need to swerve left, when we need to duck, when we need to dodge, when we need to fight, when we need to flee. That's when you need a reaction. But our ability to respond, responsiveness itself, that's a true gift. Yep, what she read in Sky, Wicked Witch wrote it with the broomstick trails. Behoove. I like that word, behoove. Earn something about responsibility. Means behoove means something about responsibility. Let's look that up in a minute. So I would take responsibility for my situation and for all those events I see as a problem. I know that taking responsibility means not blaming anyone or anything for my situation, and that includes myself. We often leave ourselves out of that, and we do blame ourselves. Taking responsibility means no blame, none, zero. It means accepting. And in that moment of responsibility, we can affect change. I also know that every problem is an opportunity in disguise. And the alertness to opportunities allows me to take the moment and transform it into greater benefit. That's the gift of responsibility. Brian says, well, I never caught that, Miss Flipper. Jennifer says, I have to go, but have a good New Year. You too, my friend. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you coming in and modding. Let's see. My cat's being noisy. This is the last one, guys. Today, my awareness will remain established in defenselessness. That's going to ring a bell, I think. That's going to resonate with Miss Blipper. Defenselessness. I will relinquish the need to defend my point of view. I will feel no need to convince or persuade others to accept my point of view. I will remain open to all points of view and not be rigidly attached to any one of them. MVP, thank you so much, my friend. MVP is a member. Much appreciated. I hope I can make it worth your while. And if there's anything you want to talk about, anything you want me to put out there, some more breath work, meditation, please just let me know. Brian says, I need to work on my defenselessness. MVP says, you're welcome. It's very much appreciated. Brian says, that's my meditation for today. The Course in Miracles offers wonderful, wonderful lessons on defenselessness. Let me bring that up. Before we do, let me also offer the best way to realize the law of least effort is through daily meditation. Because meditation itself is surrender and allowing everything to just happen as it is. When we meditate, be it a mantra or the breath or on a passage, on a spiritual passage, we're going to have thoughts. We're going to have distractions. The art of meditation isn't not being distracted. It's returning our focus back to that which we are meditating on, even though there comes a distraction. And when we work with that, we become less defensive. If we meditate and we have a thought and we become defensive, how dare I have a thought? How dare someone distract me? How dare the phone ring? How dare the cat bother me? That's defensiveness. And we're no longer meditating. But when we can have that distraction and return back to meditation, that's surrender. That's the law of least effort. And that opens us up to the cooperation of the universe itself. So, our friend Miss Flipper, I knew she would have something for us. The thing is, when we are defensive, we create that which we defend against. Let's see. MVP says, I enjoy watching you help and talk to others about their troubles. Help out a lot of folks. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's the whole objective of the channel. That's what we are hoping to do. So, by the way, speaking of meditation, here is the mantra, the Sanskrit mantra for the law of least effort, Om Naksham Nema. That is Om, O-M, and Om is pronounced Aum, Aum, Daksham, D-A-K-S-H-A-M, Daksham Nema, N-A-M-A-H, Om Daksham Nema. And how we meditate is we silently think the mantra. We're not chanting. We're not forcing it. We're not shooting for any kind of rhythm or any kind of cadence. We simply think, Om Daksham Nema. We're going to be distracted. We're going to have thoughts. Instead of getting carried away by them, instead of being upset that we had them, we simply come back to the mantra effortlessly, as many times as needed. 5 minutes. Just sit, relax, take a few breaths, let the breath flow evenly and naturally. And then it's Om Daksham Nema. Om Daksham Nema. You just think it. No rhythm, no effort. No special attention to it. It's a thought. But here's the thing. When we have the thought, there's 4 things that can happen when we meditate. We are thinking the mantra, Om Naksham Nema, or we are having thoughts, everyday, mundane, regular thoughts, which is perfect. Even if we have a lot of thoughts, All their thoughts are just stress, and we're burning through that stress. So it's perfect. We can fall asleep. Awesome. If you fall asleep, wake up, come back to the mantra. Or we could slip into the gap. The gap is that space that lies between the thought and silence, or the mantra and silence. We slip into the gap. The gap is silence itself. In truth, there is no gap because silence is all encompassing. This is why Herman Melville and Moby Dick said silence is the only voice of God. So we are returning to silence. And it happens effortlessly. The law of least effort completely on its own. So every time you meditate, you will fall into the gap. You'll slip into it. But you won't even realize it because the gap is the absence of knowingness. It's the absence. You don't have an experience in the gap because the gap is that which allows experiences to happen. So in that all-encompassing oneness, you just slip in effortlessly. In mystical tradition, in yogic Vedanta, it's called Turiya, the fourth stage of consciousness, the fourth state. You have waking, you have dreaming, you have deep sleep, and you have Turiya. Turiya is that mystical state of union. It's the state of yoga. It's the state of God consciousness when you slip effortlessly into the knowingness of the mind of God. So that's it for today. Hope that was helpful. That's it, Brian. Miss Pippa says the thing is, oh, I read that. Let me, real quick, before I head out on the walk. Surrendering our defenses is a beautiful way of going through life. Every day I do a live stream. I will be confronted with my own defensiveness. Someone's going to challenge me, someone's going to troll me, someone's going to do this, and I'm going to get defensive. Perfect. Because it allows me to surrender my defensiveness. Sorry. I want to bring up Course in Miracles real quick. My online edition. And what I want is the manual for teachers. One second. Course has quite a bit to say on defensiveness. Deepak Chopra is not a student of a course, but he is definitely appreciates. This is from Manual for Teachers and A Course in Miracles. Hey, Jamie. Welcome, my friend. Happy New Year. Big things for Jamie this year. His channel is going to explode. So, Miss Pippa says, blessings all around. God's teachers have learned to be simple. They have no dreams that need defense against the truth. God doesn't need to be defended. God is truth. Surrendering to that means that we put aside our defensiveness for defenselessness itself. What did Jesus do on the cross? Surrendered to the will of God. Excuse me. So, God's teachers, they do not try to make themselves. Their joy comes from their understanding who created them. And does what God created need defense? No one to become an advanced teacher of God until he fully understands that defenses are but foolish guardians of mad illusions. The more grotesque the dream, the fiercer or more powerful its defenses seem to be. Yet when the teacher of God finally agrees to look past them, he finds that nothing was there. Slowly at first, he lets himself be undeceived, but he learns faster if his trust increases. It is not danger that comes when defenses are laid down, it is safety. It is peace, it is joy, and it is God. That bears repeating, the last part. It is safety, it is peace, it is joy, and it is God. When we lay our defenses down, we're with God. How can we, and you can use whatever term, whatever, you can say the Tao, Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, whatever you're more comfortable with. Love itself. Thanks for coming in, Jamie. Much appreciated. All right, guys, it is almost 5:30. Pretty soon, well, already, but we can't see it yet. Ever since the 21st, ever since the solstice, each day offers a little more light. So with more light, my live streams are going to be a little bit shorter because I'm going to fully immerse myself again in my morning walks, greeting that first light. In the yogic tradition, the hours, about an hour and a half before the sun comes up and about an hour afterwards, it's called Brahma Muhurtai, the hours of God. This is the holiest time of the day because the illusion of us being separate from the universe itself, the illusion of us being separate from God, is that it's thinnest and we can embrace it. We can step into it. We can step into that morning light. That's what I'm going to do. I invite you all to join me, even if it's just in the heart, my friends. Thank you so much. God bless. Love to you all. I'll see you later. I'm going to be doing a live stream about 8:15, just for 20 minutes. It's going to be my workout. It's going to be the kettlebells. It is the first kettlebell workout of the year. I was going to say it'll be fun, but you know what? It's never fun. Kettlebells aren't fun. But it'll be something. Come on by and hang out with me. I'll see you all later. Take care, guys.